Hi everybody, this is Janice. I just thought I would do a little PowerPoint with the voiceover to review argumentation. I know you've had that, the essence of argumenting in previous writing courses, but in business communications, everything you write is a persuasive piece. A sales letter, a memo to your employees, a request for something from your boss. All of those are persuasion. Even if you're answering an inquiry from a customer, you're trying to persuade them to continue to do business with your company. Everything that you do in business communications is a persuasive argument. And here we have this dog here. I'm a dog lover, and I just thought he looked kind of fierce and determined, and you don't always have to use a heavy hand when you want to win an argument. That's why audience analysis is so critical. Now, just a review, I'm sure you've had this in previous writing courses. You can argue from the logos, from the ethos, or from the pathos. And this website that I have down here offers excellent definitions, and I want you to review this website because it will help you with this week's discussion forum and then the assignment, which is a persuasive letter. Logos means logical. You argue, you create a very logical argument. From the ethical, you want to show why you're qualified to be talking about this issue. What are your credentials? What are the product's credentials? Who's backed up your studies? That kind of thing. And of course, the emotional, and that can be misused, but depending on your audience, it can be very, very effective. Now, this website over here, he will take you and explain this and give you examples in more detail. But I particularly want you to go through, read his examples, and then over here, the persuasive writing on this tab. Please review all of this. I'm going to have you send to me an email to show me that you've read and digested the material. So you want to make sure that you go over this website. Okay, sorry about that. Pregnant pause. Okay, now, you're going to be writing a persuasive letter on the discussion forum about a personal issue in your life. And again, you're going to be sharing these publicly, so, understand that. I've done this particular exercise when I was in graduate school a couple of times. We had to do it in the rhetoric class I took, and we had to do it in teaching college writing. And we had to write a personal, a persuasive letter to someone in our life that we're trying to persuade. And I was trying to persuade my mother, who was then, well in her 80s and still living in the city and needing help. And I was trying to persuade her to move closer to me. And I wrote a wonderful letter. I listed all of the reasons, and you'd be closer to me. We could check on you. It'd be easier for us to do your grocery shopping. All of those arguments. And then I used the counter arguments. I knew she would say, but I'm going to leave my friends. And then I would offer the counter argument, but most of your friends have passed on, Mom. You don't have that many anymore, etc. You get the point. Then, as part of the exercise, which is what you're going to be doing on the discussion forum, is we had to evaluate how effective our letter was. And the class asked me, they said, did you persuade your mother? And I kind of said, hell no. And they said, why not? And I said, I don't know. I've had these arguments with her dozens of times. And our instructor said, how are you arguing? From the logos, pathos, or ethos? And I said, well, I'm arguing from the logos. They said, what kind of person is your mother? Is she logical? And I went, oh, God, no, she's superstitious, yada, yada, yada. And they said, that's why your letter isn't working. Your mother is emotional. Go back and rewrite this using the emotion, the pathos. No, I never did persuade her. She pretty much died in that house. But the point is, I had better luck tugging on her emotions than logic. So that's what you're going to be doing in your discussion forum. So I think I've explained that project for you. Again, if it's something you don't want to share publicly on the forum, then avoid that. And thirdly, I want you to study that website that I showed you, and I want you to send me an email explaining the different types of logical or persuasive techniques that you can use for an argument on that back page that I showed you. Tell me which ones you think will work the most effectively. Okay, now your assignment for the week is then a letter. I have 2 scenarios on the letter. This is separate from the discussion forum. And I have 2 different scenarios. You're to choose one of them, construct the audience analysis, etc., and write the letter. Now, notoriously, these letters are not good, and the grades are, C pluses, that kind of thing. So if you get me a draft of the letter by Thursday morning, okay? Make it noon. Thursday noon. I will review your draft and get it back to you so you have time to revise it before it's due on Sunday evening. Okay, if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. And the class is going very well. I'm very pleased. Your work is excellent. So let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.